What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Edge0626 bringing you some Star Wars Battlefront today. I got a full game of Supremacy during one of the Best Bin Cloud City DLC weekends, well, free DLC weekends. I had so much of this in my I had so much of this type of gameplay in my gallery that I'm just trying to get rid of it at this point, to be honest with you. I will say this before I get into what I want to talk about. This gameplay today that you're going to watch is the equivalent of another game. Well, not the equivalent, but it's relatively close to another gameplay that I had. If you recall, it was a little bit. It's probably close to a year now that this video has been uploaded. I had a gameplay, and it was a what was it? It was my first Star Wars Battlefront gameplay. Now, if you were subscribed to my channel at this time, you would know that I went fucking ham. I really did. I went ham. I went all in on that bitch, and I came out with a close to 50 kill gameplay for you guys to enjoy. And I did not. It was so good. I was trying to use any available. What do I call? I was trying to use any available type of vehicle to help get my team an edge. I was getting AT-STs everywhere. I was using the Walker because I was playing Walker, so I was using the AT Walker, which was a fucking beast that game. And I was doing pretty well with my gun skills as well. And if it's one thing I hate about this map, it's the fact that this type of map with all these buildings and all these not many open areas to walk through. This map really does not serve well for any type of vehicle, to be honest with you. I don't even know why they fucking bothered. So this gameplay is pretty much almost the exact type of gameplay. To me, it was that good. I hope you guys enjoy that. And if you also want to go back and watch the first ever Battlefront gameplay I had on here, and you want to make a comparison, which is okay by me, I'll try and do my best to remember to leave that in the description below. Another thing I want to mention before I get into the commentary is my buddy Sapper had joined this game late with me because I invited him into the party, and he joined in with me. And I just wanted to let you guys know that Sapper's links will also be in the description, so be sure to check out my homie. Anyway, now, time for the actual commentary. I made a comment during my Q&A video on Monday, and I made the comment of I'm going to try and do a type of year-end type video for my college semester, which doesn't sound like a horrible idea to me. So, because I did something similar to it before the semester even started, like what I thought about how my classes would go and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to do what I thought of them now that they're over. And I can tell you this, man. Generally speaking, this was by far the worst semester I think I had ever been a part of. Or I've ever had, dude. I thought last year was bad because last year for the good second half, if not like 3/4 of the way there, I was fucking miserable. I didn't want to fucking talk to anybody. I came home miserable so many times because of all the work that was being fucking poured onto me. And the thing about college is, they don't give a shit, actually. They don't give a shit if you have other classes, practically. Because I know back in middle school and high school, like, some teachers would, maybe less in high school than middle school, but I know in middle school, some teachers would, they would know some of the teachers that were giving out assignments, and they would say, "Oh, I'm going to move the test or whatever to this day or whatever, just to make it easier on the kids," which I thought was really nice. A lot of the times they did that, and I thought that was really nice of them. Before I continue, I did that idea that I just did, trying to walk around that building. Yeah, really fucking stupid idea. Don't do that. I hate the fact that AT-STs can't jump down those types of things. I don't care if I take damage. I don't want to fucking be stuck in between a really, like a rock and a hard place practically, because that's exactly what it was. This guy got shit on. I was lagging and he got fucking destroyed. But, yeah, so that's how I feel about that. But, yeah, so in college, no one gives a fuck. That's basically what I'm trying to get at with you guys. And this semester was worse than my last one. Really was. No one, and when I say no one gave a fuck about how much work you had, no one gives a fuck. Really. And it showed. Because I know I came on here a couple times complaining, or maybe not complaining, but, you know, basically stating, man, the work has been killing me. If I get a video out, I'm practically lucky, which I sometimes am. I mean, I was lucky to have some videos already in my gallery to upload and not have to do commentaries over. So, I guess I kind of got lucky on that one. But, I would say, this is the other time I fucked up with the same thing I said I shouldn't do. I said to myself, I don't know, should I do this again? And I tried it, and it turned out being completely fucking stupid. Yeah, so the classes I had that were horrible. The classes I had were World War II history, the history of World War II, or the era of World War II, which is the history class I had. I know I said I would look forward to this class. I really did enjoy this class for the most part. But dude, I should never have to. I will say this. I love my professor because I've had him twice at this point. I actually even was in his class beforehand because when I was doing something called Student for a Day, he was the class I had to join. So, like, for a day, just to see how the college classes operate and all that type of stuff. So he was that guy. So I've technically had him 3 times, which is, I guess, cool in some respects. And he's a really good guy. I love him as a professor. But for the love of God, no way in any shape or form should somebody have to assign a research paper as a final exam. I thought this idea was cool at first because we could pick whatever the hell we wanted, but as like the progression of my paper, like as we continue to progress pretty much, I realized to myself, yeah, I'd much rather have a final exam, because his final exams are fucking easy, to be honest with you. Like, his final exams are stupid easy. I've gotten 80s and on that type of stuff. That's how easy they are. So, I was really, you know, towards the end, I was kind of not enjoying myself as much because I had this paper looming over me constantly, and I was lucky enough to pass the class because I got an 89 on my paper somehow. Because I didn't think it was that great, but I got an 89 on the paper, and I got an 88 in the class, so I'm happy about that. Another class I hated, bio. My bio class, which is called Life Science and Human Emphasis, fucking horrible. I'm not a big fan of science classes. It depends. I've had some great science classes, and I've had some really shitty ones. And the professor I had is not even a science professor. He is a math professor, and they asked him if he could teach this course because no one was able to teach it. And this guy is by far, and I don't mean this out of bad intent. I'm saying this because it's true. This guy is by far the worst professor I think I've had, because he had no idea what he was doing. He rambled on and on for God knows how long. I can't count how many times I've almost fallen asleep in the class. It's horrible. He's just boring. Like, you know, he was just absolutely boring. I felt like I was watching paint dry and his tests were, well, not his tests, but his quizzes were fucking horrible because he never made his own test. He took questions from the textbook that wasn't even assigned for the class to give us the quizzes, so we had no idea what we were doing. Everyone hated that class. I know for a fact that everyone who took this class hated it, because it was like a general consensus type of thing. So That's the last I'll say about that. I passed the class. I'm pretty sure I passed the class, and I have no doubt in my mind about that. It's just that I'm so glad I never have to take another class like this in my core again. What's next? Major American authors. Probably my next worst class, because I hate any literature in the 1800s, because that's what this class was based on. Literature from people who I barely know from the 1800s. We had to read books like The Scarlet Letter. We had to read a bunch of poetry by Edgar Allan Poe. I was just like, I ain't into this shit. And I had a rough time with this class, I'm gonna be honest with you. Her quizzes are horrible. Every day, I feel like every day throughout this whole semester, I was taking nothing but quizzes. Like, quiz one day, quiz the next day. I was like, how many fucking times do I gotta study? And I'm like, it was ridiculous. And she was a nice teacher. I mean, she was a nice professor. I really do like her as a person, but as a professor, you know, she was a little bit of a pain in the ass giving us all this work. Like, everyone was having a hard time with this class. One person even dropped it because she was worried that her GPA would be dropped if she failed another paper or something like that. So, and I mean, we did have some good books to read, like slave narratives, like the narrative of Frederick Douglass and another woman named Harriet Jacobs, who was also a slave, and they both escaped, obviously. So those were really interesting. Other than that, the rest of the class was just meh to me. My next class I want to talk about was research writing, and I'll tell you this much, man. I hate writing papers. If I haven't made that clear at all, I hate writing papers. But this class actually made me enjoy writing papers, because every topic that we had was like a set topic, but we can use music to back up our claims. And I love music, like I honestly do, so it was great. Like I like, as soon as she gave us a topic to have to write about, I immediately said, this is the song I'm using, this is the song I'm using, this is the song I'm using. That's how easy it came to me, honestly. And the only problem is that there were so many papers. Like, we had 4 papers in a semester. I mean, it was just too much. At one point, it was just too much because we had so much other stuff in the classes, for our other classes. So that was really, it was enjoyable class, but it was really a pain in the ass. And finally, I think the only other one I have to go over is my Spanish class, which I just finished. I just took the final on Monday. The class was okay. Once again, too many quizzes. I hate quizzes. We didn't really have, the homeworks were easy because they were all graded on participation, because it was online, so it was all based on participation and not whether or not we were right. So I easily got 100 on those, like no problem. And when it came down to finals day, which was Monday, I found out I got an 87. So that's what studying gets you, folks. You actually will pass your first. I actually passed my first college level Spanish class, and I'm pretty sure from that 87, because I have an 85 in the class right now, I have some sort of I don't know. I probably have like an 86, 87 in the class now, so I'm happy. Can't complain. Anyway, all in all, this semester was horrible. Like, work-wise and all that. I was miserable most of the time, just trying to get all this work done. But, you know, I can now talk about it, and I can complain to all of you guys watching on YouTube. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about, you know, what type of stuff you guys went through in college. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day.